What's going on, guys? Chris Applegate here with the Applegate Podcast. Here giving you an update on Quail and my beautiful dog, Bear. She's very excited that I'm out here playing with her right now. Well, anyways, wanted to give you guys an update because, as you can tell, here I am in an urban area. And, you see my backyard here, small urban community here in Fort Worth, Metroplex, North Texas, and I wanted to raise chickens, but I couldn't because I live in a corner lot, and we have regulations here where you have to be so many feet away from the nearest residence, and there was no place in my yard that would accomplish those regulations. So I started looking in some other areas to see what I could do, and Quail fitted in that mix. One thing that's really fascinating about raising Quail, these are really small birds. You can see this cage behind me. It's about 4 feet by 2 feet. It's a pretty small cage, and it'll hold a good amount of quail. I would say in a cage about this size, we could hold anywhere to, I don't know, 5 to 8 quail in this cage. No problem. Should be in good shape. So currently I have 2 quail. And so I want to give an update, give you some advice and pointers from somebody who's been doing this for almost a year now, of some things that I've learned here in an urban area, challenges that I've come across, and things that I've done to rectify the problem, remedy the problem rather. So as you can see, I have a huge dog out here. And this dog is fascinating, great for keeping our yard safe. But one of the things that I ended up coming across was the problem that I built the cage in such a way that down here underneath the bottom right here, the bottom of the floor is at a slope. So when they laid eggs, you would expect they would fall down and they'd come out the bottom here. It was really neat. I thought it was really nice because I wouldn't have to open the cage to get the eggs. I could come out every day, just grab the eggs and go back in. Dogs love to eat eggs, at least this one does, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting eggs. This was the reason. I caught her one day. I was out here and I saw an egg, and I kind of picked it up, and because it got caught, it didn't fall in, and I sat on top of the cage. She came right up behind me and swallowed that thing instantly. It was hilarious. So why would you want to raise quail? Well, quail are great for eggs and meat. Their eggs are quite tiny. Look to see if I had any, but I don't right now. I had them all for breakfast this morning. Sorry, but I'll show you the cage in a second. But it's nice to have quail in a community like this because you don't have any regulations that you have to abide by. They're small. They're very cost efficient. They lay eggs quickly, whereas chickens you have to wait a long period of time for them to start laying. Quail, it's just a matter of a couple weeks and they start laying eggs. And also they get up to the size that you would want to eat if you were raising them for meat within probably 2 months or so. So you're able to get eggs and meat a lot quicker than you would with chickens. And they're also a lot smaller. Let me bring you over here and I'm going to show you a couple things that I did with my cage, some things that I learned, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, here we are looking at the cage right now, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you through a couple things. As you can see, I got some quail in there, got this mesh. I went with this size. You can see the, let me make sure this focuses in here. It's pretty small, about a half an inch. Went with this so that way birds couldn't get in there and rip and kill the quail, because there is a problem with that, with quail getting in, or birds coming down, predator birds, and getting into the quail. So I went with this, and you can see the bottom down there has a similar mesh so the poop can fall through. You don't want them walking around on their own poop. It's pretty gross. I have these latches right here, just wire and screws, and I have it on both sides. Actually, when I created this, I was explaining it came down at a slope so the eggs could fall through here. Well, I dropped that down and I filled this in with some scrap wood,
And I had to put wood in up here as well. There was a slot here where this piece of wood is, where there was a gap. And you can see that tiny little gap right there. But it was all the way across, and it was a little bit wider. And it was there so that air circulation, I didn't think any predators would harm them. But come to find out, I had squirrels that were actually getting in here. And they're coming in, they're coming after their food. You can see some of the scraps of their food down here from the quail. But the squirrels were coming in there and fighting. Honestly, they came in fighting for the food. And one day I came out and I had a couple dead quail, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I found out squirrels were getting in there. There's my culprit. So there's one of my quail right there. I have 2 girls in here right now. Latches on both sides. I kind of have an open area, but quail need protection. I have this area here that provides the protection for them from the elements, from the sun and the rain. And we open it up. You can see it's kind of poopy in there. It's kind of gross. These animals are kind of nasty, but you can see them right there. There's my little girls. They're so sweet. We got food for them. I mean, water and then food. And then the slanted floor, so that way the eggs would roll to the front here, and we'd be able to collect those and hopefully not have them walk all over the eggs. So my biggest problem here in the suburb is the squirrels fighting for their food. And I didn't think that would be the problem. I hear a lot of people talking about snakes and talking about birds and other varmints that are predators to quail, and I anticipated having those problems, which I haven't. Squirrels coming in and fighting for their food is the main problem I've had. So I like this design. I liked coming up with my own little design here, but it was pretty frustrating, I'll tell you, finding out that squirrels actually fight the quail for food, and they're hiding over there right now. But just wanted to show that to you guys. Raising quail is a lot of fun. They're very low maintenance. You just make sure they have food and water, and they produce eggs faithfully, about an egg a day. I just made mine with scrap wood, as you can see there. A lot of scrap wood left over from when I built my fence. And so you can make it just out of anything. I have a dog cage that I use sometimes to put the quail in, and I'll put them through the yard and whatnot. But there you go, guys. There you have it. Quail at the Applegate household. I plan on doing some more larger scale production of the quail here in the near future. We're getting ready to move out to the country, and so hope to have some more posts for you guys here pretty soon. Thanks.